What's up, guys? It's Lego Hobo 910 here with another Lego video. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the set Killer Croc Sewer Smash. Let's get right into the review. Starting with the smallest build, we have Red Hood's motorcycle. Just a normal motorcycle. Red wheels, black tires, black frame, black handlebars, red body, and then it just has these stickers on either side, which are mirror images. They have the Batman logo and a bunch of lines. Moving on to what the set's named after, this is Killer Croc's. I'm not really sure what to call it. I'm just going to call it the Gator Mobile because that sounds kind of cool. And I wish this was bigger because the set is named after Killer Croc, but as you could probably see in the intro, this is a lot smaller than Batman's vehicle. That's something they do in a lot of superhero sets that really bugs me. And as you can see, if it rolls, the mouth chomps up and down. So I really like that feature. It's just a neat feature that they didn't have to add in, but it's really cool. And if we look at the mouth closer there, you can see the mechanism. And while we're here, I'm going to talk about the detail. We have all these teeth, which are just on kind of these metal rubber pieces here. And as you can see, this isn't connected in any way. And if we look a bit more at the front, at the top here, we can see there's some black stripes with black grill plates, and then a bunch of these sand green 1x2 slopes. And I really like these transparent yellow cheese slopes for the eyes. I think that's a really nice look. And then it just has these giant metal wheels, which I've seen used once or twice before. I haven't seen them very commonly. I think the last place I've seen them used in a set is on the 2008 castle sets, in that one where it's like the giant tower vehicle with like the rocket launcher on top. And these are just held on with these little gray cones. If you take these off, you can see they just slide off easily. There's also how the mechanism works as well, using that gear system. And now if we move back here, we can see Captain Boomerang's tower just connected by some Technic pieces. It has this red Technic pin, which kind of bothers me because it's really bright and stands out a bunch against the grays and blues and greens. And this tower, I like it, but it doesn't fit in. If they wanted Captain Boomerang in here, I think they should have, A, made another set that's focused on him, like a really small set, or B, given him his own vehicle. Just slapping a tower on there doesn't look too good. But up here, but I do like the tower. Up here, it's just blue and gray, kind of his colors. And as you can see, there's no studs in there. It's just a plate. Well, a blue grill. But since this is a brick and 2/3 high, it's really hard to get him out. And I kind of like that because then you don't have to break him off the studs to get him out. He just slides out easily. And there's this blue handlebar piece behind him. There's some headlights. And he has this boomerang attached to the front because of this really obvious gray lever. When we push this, it pushes out on that, launching it. And it normally launches it in kind of that direction, which makes a lot of sense because, you know, physics. And if you just kind of push on it, it'll go fairly far. It went to about here. So decently far, about maybe 6 or 7 inches. Then if you really flick this, this can go far. As you can see, that went so far that it went off screen and it hit the back and bounced back most of the way. So this could have probably gone a few feet. I've gotten it to go a few feet before, so that's a pretty good launch. Then moving on to the back here, we have this tail here, which my main complaint is the fact that there's these giant gray knobs sticking off the top, which don't look that nice. They're very ugly. And also the yellow pins there, those don't bother me as much because you normally can't see them. You might see the occasional hint of yellow. And because this is hinged, it can move around. It's not hinged very much back here because the pieces just bump together. And in case you didn't notice, this is using like an actual gator tail piece. The rest are just built up using bricks. And lots of you who know a decent amount about physics are probably thinking, how is this just rolling on these 2 wheels? Especially since, if you can see down there, most of the time it's kind of hovering a bit. One wheel or the other is. Well, it has these little skateboard wheels on the back here, just attached there, which I find is really cute. And also, if we look more at the underside, the mechanism that makes the jaw move is also another wheel. And that actually tends to move the jaw more than this, because if you see, most of the time, let's get a better view there. Watch those wheels. They're not moving very much. They're not moving as much as they should. It's because of all those tiny wheels. So on to the next part. Here's Batman's vehicle. I'm not really sure what to call it because it's too big to be the Batmobile and not sleek enough. I was thinking maybe it's kind of a Bat monster truck, but no, the frame and the treads aren't right. I'm not really sure what to call it. It's kind of a tank mixed with a car mixed with a monster truck, so I'm not sure what to call it. If you have any cool ideas, tell me in the comments because I'd like to know any of them. That'd be really cool. And so if we zoom in here and start actually reviewing it, starting with the front, we can see these treads here. Those are just made up of a bunch of little individual pieces. These were a pain in the butt to get together. As you can see, it's just a bunch of pieces, and they have a hook and a bar, and so then the hooks and bars connect, and then you kind of gotta stretch it. It's kind of hard to get these connected, so this was a bit of a pain in the butt to put together there. That's also probably why this set isn't much for really little kids. If you're below 7 or 8, I don't recommend this because, as you can see, I'm having a hard time getting these treads on. And I counted and recounted these 3 or 4 times to make sure I had the right amount of treads on there. And if we look in the center, you can see this giant 6 stud shooter, and also these yellow pieces, they're kind of bug me, they stick out a bunch. But if you don't know how these work, basically you turn them, and as you can see, you might be able to see it, there's a little bump there, and so then it just knocks the studs out of place. And normally you turn something which turns the centerpiece. This one you just turn them. So let's move Katana out of the way. As you can see, it shoots them pretty far. I just shot off 3 at a fairly slow speed. You can shoot those off really fast, like machine gun speeds. And it also comes with 6 extra yellow studs. And as you can see, these just pop out of there. You can put them back on. And I'm surprised that this doesn't actually have more stud shooters on it. And if we move along, you can see it's this nice sleek design going back. And these are very well built up, making them sleek. We go back even more, you can see the back treads, they look more tankish than the others. Then there's these fins back here which can move up and down and spin around, but you need to have them at the right angle because as you can see I just broke this one off here. Yeah, those are very adjustable. This is the position I like them, but there's many ways you can put them. Here's the cockpit, it's very sunk in and there's a small windshield there. If we open it up, you can see there's barely enough room to fit Batman in there. And if you take him out, you can see his cockpit. And there's just a little red console there in the red seat. I set his Batarang down in there because he can't hold it in there. Then if we go to the back here, you can see this system here. And I don't really like the way this back looks because there's a lot of gears here exposed for a feature that I'll show you in a little while. And there's also a bunch of yellow. Though luckily there's a clip back here, so you can pop Batman's Batarang into there. And there's just a bunch of yellow showing. But something I do like right here, well, I have mixed feelings about this, I'm not sure if I like it or not, is these little grenades. You just knock them off those blue pegs and it's like a smoke bomb or a grenade or something. I think it's very creative and innovative, but then again, I would have expected it to be shot off with a stud shooter or actually be propelled off, not just relying on knocking it off. So, I have mixed feelings about that one. And so now the feature that I was kind of hinting at before is if you turn this, you can see this flops forwards. I'm not really sure what it's meant to be. I kind of see it as being a shield. You know, he can bring it forwards and as you can see, he gets much better protection. Or something he can do is let's take Killer Croc here. Set him up right there. And smash. Kind of like a battering ram, maybe. It's just weird and cool. But then again, when you open it up, everything looks kind of ugly there. Our first minifig, Batman, there's nothing special about him. Just an ordinary Batman. Bit of torso printing. Move to the back. There's a bit there. This is just a soft cape. The face there, as you can see, is very grim. And if we take off the mask, you can see how they achieved the eyes just with a headband. On the back, he's a bit more angry. There's Batman. Nothing special. He's just a plain ordinary Batman that you get all the time. Here's the big fig, Killer Croc. He's really cool. He doesn't have the snout, which is coming out in the Lego Batman 2017 sets, the Batman movie sets. where he actually has a longer snout. This one is just kind of a flat face, and as you can see, a lot of detailing there with scales and the eyes and the barred teeth. Then right here he has a bunch of ab detailing and muscles. On the back he just has a bunch of spikes. Just classic Big Fig, posable there, posable there. Not posable anywhere else, can't move his legs sadly. Here's Captain Boomerang, my favorite minifig in this set. And as you can see, he just has this blue beanie cap with the silver boomerang logo. 2 blue boomerangs. And then he has a scarf. You can see some metal boomerangs tucked in there and a blue jacket underneath, with his black trench coat going down onto the pants. A little belt detailing around the back. There's just a few wrinkles on the back of it. His face, he just looks rather grim, and if we take off the hair, you can see a bit more of the sideburns and the eyebrows. He has no second face, which makes sense because the beanie doesn't cover it up all the way. It would let a decent amount showing out the sides there. I wish they would have just modified the beanie a bit and given him a second face, because then he could have a lot more expression, and I really like Captain Boomerang, so. Here's Red Hood. All the really big Batman fans have been really excited for this because he's a really cool Batman character. As you can see, just has 2 machine guns, 2 machine gun pistols here. Plain black pants, nothing there. The face, he just has these white eyes and then a bit of wrinkle detailing on the front. On the back, just where he ties it up. On the back, there's just a bit of wrinkle detailing on the back of his sweatshirt trench coat. There's the zipper. Under there, you can see some body armor and a belt and a red Batman logo. Here's Katana, who I really don't think fits in with the set. Red Hood doesn't fit in much either. He fits in more than her. She's just kind of random. But since this is kind of the unofficial Suicide Squad line, they pretty much had to put her in. And as you can see, she just has a bit of armor detailing on the front. On the back, she has arm plating there. A katana. This arm's red, that one's green. She has double molded legs, as you can see. Just a simple black haircut. And you can see her face there. It's like a white band over the top. You can see the white eyes. It has it looks kind of like a Japanese flag because you can see the red dot there, which represents the rising sun. Her lips there, and if you turn around, there she's angry. Here she's just kind of calm. Overall, I think the set has pretty decent builds, and then the minifigs are really good. But my only problem is the hero to villain ratio is pretty bad. I wish that there were only 1 or 2 heroes, and also it's called Killer Croc Sewer Smash, and as you could see, there is no sewer. I didn't expect it to be a full build of a sewer, but at least a bit of a backdrop, kind of a backdrop with some pipes and gauges and stuff, and maybe a little tunnel with some water flowing out would have been nice. It didn't need to be the whole thing, just at least a backdrop, since sewer is in the name. But I think it's a pretty good set for what it is. Peace.